How you doing, guys? I'm back again, bringing you another game from the lower leagues. This is from the very bottom league, in fact, from a mate of mine. Wanted me to do some commentating on one of his videos. In this video, he is the Protoss in the blue on the top right hand corner against the Terran in the red in the bottom left. As you can see, he's sending out an early scout, which at this point in time means his economy isn't going to be great. Let's put it that way. Let's see. 11 SCVs to 8 probes, never a good sign. And as you can see, he's just gone straight to the back of his base. The wall off a bit late, really. Now let's see what he can make of this. Obviously he's going to go for an early cheese tactic, but if he can get away with it, then who's to stop him? As you can see, he's got an early pylon. Now he's going straight for a cannon, and in his base all he has is the forge. Still has a fairly good economy. As you can see, he's still pumping out a load of drones, which is always a good thing. At the minute, the Terran player has no idea where he is. He knows there's a drone in here somewhere, but not where it is. As you can see, he's been looking for it, but as he finds it, it's a bit too late. There's already 2 photon cannons up already. As you can see, he just keeps sending marines at it, one at a time, which is never going to do him any good, because one marine cannot take on a photon cannon. It doesn't work. It doesn't end well. As you can see, he's extending his line of cannons towards the Terran's orbital command. Had to cancel one there. Don't know why, because he wouldn't have been able to destroy it in the first place. But as you can see now, he is in range of the command center. At this moment in time, the Terran is in trouble. His orbital command starting to take some damage from those cannons. Lifts off. Now I would expect him to take it to its natural expansion and continue mining, which would probably be the normal thing to do. As you can see, he's now putting up a gateway so he can build some ground units to take out all his SCVs. Though the Terran player is fortifying his position. A bit late for that in my opinion, but still doing it. Now that's just never a good thing to do. I mean, he's put his orbital command center away from his mineral line. Now he's going to be long distance mining, which is not optimal. And just plain daft, really. Would have been far better off just putting it down here in his natural expansion, well away from all the cannons. Then he could have still been able to stay in the game. As it happens, Sempx has 2 cannons up in his base and the forge, and is still mining quite well. Now going for 2 Vespian gases. And as you can see, he is sending down a scout to see if he's gone into his natural expansion, and has seen he hasn't. He then checks the surrounding area and sees that he hasn't put anything out either. So what kind of play can we expect from this Terran player from here? Well, he's not researching anything. All he's got is the concussive shells, and now he's researching the siege tech. Neither of which is a bad thing, but he's not producing any marauders, he's just producing marines, which means those concussive shells aren't going to be doing him any good. And at this moment in time, he needs to deal with that gateway, because that's going to cause him no end of problems. And I don't really think one bunker is really going to do it. As you can see, he is putting up an expansion. He's going for the high yield minerals. Though at this point I don't think Sempx knows that he's doing this. But on his side, he is actually mining a fair bit of gas and a fair few minerals. So his economy is looking pretty good, even if he did decide to go for the cheese tactic at the beginning. As you can see, he's on 16 probes to the enemy 6 SCVs, which is now down to 5. You can see zealots are running rampant through his base, attacking his orbital command again. Dealing with 1 marine should be no problem, but he will be dragged into the line of the siege tank. That's always a good manoeuvre when dealing with ground units. Going for the pylon there. Once that's gone, you can see he won't have enough power to power those 2 cannons. Though he does lose that, but he still has 3 marines. Not enough to take anything out there, but it's a start. At this point he really needs to start mining again, otherwise he's going to run out of minerals. As you can see, he's got almost nothing left, though he is using the mules to farm some. And there we go with another zealot taking out his mules. Not looking too good for the Terran player. Though he does have another siege tank, which means he can outrange those photon cannons. All he needs to do is move his tank to this side and take out that pylon there, and the whole lot will go down. Doesn't really need to be wasting time taking out individual cannons. All he needs to do is scout that a little bit. As it is, he can outrange those cannons, so you shouldn't be too worried about that. As you can see, he is starting to farm those high yield minerals, but he still does not have enough, especially when compared to the Protoss player, who is now creating void rays, and his economy is quite good. Don't know if he's there we go. He's taken out the pylon, and that all those buildings are now pretty much lost. So anything he had researched there is now gone. And he can get back to mining now, though I do think it's a bit late for that, as he does have 4 void rays, or 3 void rays, with a 4th and a 5th on the way. Puts in a scan, so he knows there's a couple of void rays in his base, but at this moment in time there isn't really anything he can do except sending that small force of marines, but that's not really going to get him anywhere, because those void rays will just completely and utterly destroy them. Plus he has the cannons. Though he does make a play for the mineral life. Will the void rays stop him before he can do any damage? Yes, they will. I think he only lost 1 drone there. Yes, I think he only lost 1 drone. As you can see, he now has 7 void rays. The Terran player has 1 siege tank and 11 SCVs, which is not brilliant. As you can see, not very much going on from either team. I think they're just content to go with what they're doing at the moment. As you see now, he is fully mining those high yield minerals. Though he isn't building any more SCVs, which is a bit daft because he could get a lot more out of that patch if he built more SCVs. And he is lacking a lot of anti-air. Now what he needs to be doing is building more marines. He needs to change that for so he can build more marines, which gives him more anti-air. Though it's not going to do him much good anymore, because that huge group of void rays is now about to come and completely decimate his entire base, and there isn't anything he can do about it. A couple of anti-air turrets isn't going to be enough to stop that many void rays, especially once they've powered up. And there we go, we've got a couple powered up already, just taking out the last 2 anti-air bays, along with all the last drones. That's about half of them charged up fully, though they've now lost the charge, which never good. And that's good game. As you can see there, the cheese tactic kind of failing a bit, but he does pull it out the bag at the end. So good game to you, Sempx, and see you guys later.